Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today, UCLA head coach DeShaun Foster was relieved of his duties. So on today's episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about kind of what led up to that, what it's going to look like moving forward, not only for this season, but for the next season. We have a whole bunch of, transfer and recruiting implications that could really take into place in the next week or so, as UCLA has a bye week. So, and then we're going to talk about maybe some potential candidates to replace DeShaun Foster moving forward. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The UCLA Bruins, they started 0-3 this season after a very embarrassing and devastating loss to New Mexico on Friday. And on Sunday morning, it was announced that they were going to relieve DeShaun Foster of his duties. Tim Skipper, UCLA's special assistant to the head coach, is going to step in as the interim head coach as the search for a new head coach for DeShaun Foster's replacement. Is being looked for. In a statement, UCLA athletic director Martin Jarmond, he released a statement. He said, "I want to extend my sincere appreciation to DeShaun Foster for his contributions to UCLA football over the course of many years. First as a Hall of Fame student athlete, then as an assistant coach, and finally as a head coach. He was named to this role at a challenging time of the year, on the cusp of a move to a new conference, and he embraced it, putting his heart into moving the program forward. His legacy and love for this university are firmly established. He is a Bruin for life, and we wish him, his wife Charity, and their family the best." In that same statement, it was revealed that Jarmond and Senior Associate Athletics Director Aaron Atkins are going to be kind of compiling a committee of accomplished sports and business executives, quote, and UCLA greats to all make a joint decision on who the next coach shall be. And he said in a press conference earlier today that the difference this time around is that they have a little bit more time. Whenever they were looking for who eventually became DeShaun Foster, Jarman gave himself like 96 hours or something. UCLA has a ton of time. This time around, they can take their time, they can do their due diligence, and most importantly, they can reach out to other people who have some say in who should be UCLA's next head coach. So it's going to be a good and interesting first few weeks for UCLA and for UCLA's program. They're going to be looking for a new head coach, but most importantly, they're going into a bye week this week before starting conference play against Northwestern. Tim Skipper, he is going to be, as I said, the interim head coach. He was named Fresno State's interim head coach just over a year ago, after the Bulldogs' then head coach, Jeff Tedford, announced he'd be stepping down. He joined the staff back in 2021 as a linebackers coach and was moved up to the assistant coach for the 2022 and 2023 seasons. In 2024, despite taking over just a few weeks before the start of camp, he led the Bulldogs to a 6-7 record, making a bowl game. His fourth bowl game in a few years. He also coached them to a 37-10 East Leda, New Mexico Bowl win against New Mexico State in 2023, giving them a 7-7 record with Fresno State. Prior to his latest stint with Fresno State, he's been all over the map, coaching, being a linebacker. He was a linebacker for Fresno State from 1997 to 2000, so he's been around the block. He has for sure been around the block. He is experienced. He has interim head coaching experience, which DeShaun Foster did not have. I mean, he didn't even have coordinator experience. And even in that statement, DeShaun Foster released his own words and reactions to being dismissed. He said, "Serving as the head coach at UCLA, my beloved alma mater, has been the honor of a lifetime. While I am deeply disappointed that we were unable to achieve the success that our players, fans, and university deserve, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have led this program. I want to thank Chancellor Julio Frank, Athletic Director Martin Jarman, and Executive Senior Associate Athletics Director Aaron Atkins for entrusting me with this responsibility and for their support throughout my tenure. To our student athletes, you've been the heart of this program. Your dedication, resilience, and character, both on the field and in the classroom, have been inspiring. Even in our most challenging moments, you stayed united and gave everything you had for your teammates and this university. You embody what it means to be a Bruin, and I am proud to have coached for you. I extend my deepest gratitude to our coaching staff and support personnel. Your tireless work, professionalism, and genuine care for our student athletes never went unnoticed. You are exceptional at what you do, and any program would be fortunate to have you. To Bruin Nation, your passion and unwavering support means everything. UCLA has the most loyal and dedicated fan base in college football, and I will always be grateful for the energy you brought to the Rose Bowl and beyond. You deserve better than what we delivered on the field. While this chapter ends differently than I had envisioned, UCLA football has a bright future ahead. This program, with its rich tradition and outstanding resources, will return to prominence. Once a Bruin, always a Bruin. Thank you, UCLA. I'd like to think they're leaving on good terms, and in Martin Jarman's press conference earlier Sunday, he said that he regrets putting Foster in this situation. Just coming off a difficult year, moving to the Big Ten. He has no prior coordinator experience. So Jarman is kind of saying that, Jarman kind of indicated that he regrets putting Foster in this position. And I do think that it was an amicable split. I do think that they're leaving on good terms. It's not like it was a bad relationship or anything. I do think that DeShaun Foster really created a really nice culture for whoever's going to step in moving forward. A lot of players have already, I wouldn't say a lot of players, but one notable player has come to Foster's defense. Ruben Unije, he was actually just promoted to right tackle ahead of the New Mexico game. He was defending DeShaun Foster. Just in a quick tweet, he said, as a player, our record, is on us. The coaches can only do so much. We have to make the plays, and we'll make plays. DeShaun Foster has done nothing but try and put us in the right position to make plays on and off the field. I'll ride with him any day. Yeah, and then he later said, I have to be better. Playmakers are supposed to make plays. Moving forward, let's go ahead and look at a few names that have kind of already made the rounds for the new UCLA gig. This is from The Athletic's Bruce Feldman. He has a front runner, which is USC's defensive coordinator, Danton Lynn. He's a former UCLA defensive coordinator. He's the front runner right now. And then you also have other candidates that he would expect UCLA to consider, which is Baylor head coach Dave Aranda, BYU head coach Kalani Sitake, Oregon defensive coordinator Tosh Lupoy, Florida State defensive coordinator Tony White, who was actually in the mix for UCLA's vacancy before DeShaun Foster got it. And then we've got Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator Tommy Rees. And, of course, New Mexico head coach Jason Eck, who just embarrassed UCLA and ultimately got DeShaun Foster fired. Just looking at what I think fans would like. I think fans would love Jason Eck. I feel like he's a great culture setter. He is a fiery competitor. I feel like a lot of players can gravitate towards him. But I do think Danton Lynn would also be a good option as well. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the implications on recruiting, because ever since DeShaun Foster got fired, almost, not all, but a few top priority commitments that UCLA had for the class of 2026 have already decommitted. I'm talking Johnny Jones, 4-star, David Schwartzel, 4-star, Yaya God, 3-star, Ramzak Fruin, another 3-star. I mean, a lot of people are also thinking that he maybe should have gotten one more year just to see how this recruiting class, which by the way was I think number 23 in the nation according to 24/7 Sports, to see how this recruiting class would shape up. He could have done another miraculous thing in the transfer portal, but I do think that it was evident that a change was needed. Foster, he might be a good culture setter, might be a good Bruins, might be a good player coach, might be a good recruiter, but I mean, all in all, he was just not a good enough head coach, especially for UCLA, especially for the Big Ten. And that's all I have to say about that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. Tomorrow we'll have you with some, maybe a little bit more on the coaching candidacy. And we'll see you tomorrow.